I here. This is a reading for the sign of Leo. We're going to pull two cards from the Thoth deck, and that's going to represent the energy that is currently surrounding you. What is on the bottom of that deck is going to be your general energy. We're then going to pull 9 cards from the huge tarot deck and turn those over little by little to see what messages come out or what story needs to be told. The card that we find on the bottom of that deck is going to be the general theme of this reading. We're then going to pull 1 card from the shadow deck to see what's going on in your unconscious energy, and what is on the bottom of that deck is going to be what you don't see coming. So let's just see what happens. Okay, so we are tuning in to the energy of Leo. So let us see what messages we can get today for the sign of Leo. So if Leo is your sun, your moon, your rising, however you identify with the sign of Leo, however you're trying to tap into that energy today, you can use that as a way to help shape how you interpret these messages. And as always, leave what does not resonate with you and take what does. Never try to force anything. Let the messages come through naturally. And if nothing seems to fit, that's okay. You can always check your other placements, or you can just stick around and see what's going on in the world of Leos. So, what messages can we get today for our Leos out there? What do we need to see for the sign of Leo? Or what can we perhaps meditate on or try to be aware of currently in terms of how we sort of see the world through our Leo lens? Okay, so we're going to pull 2 cards from this deck. As I said, that's going to represent the energy that is surrounding you. Okay, that feels pretty good. So let's see what we get. Okay, we're going to get 1, 2. And your general energy currently is the 6 of Swords. Readjusting, science, scientific method, trying to improve upon whatever has currently happened. There may be some negative things that have occurred, or maybe you're just reevaluating where you are and where you are sitting in your current situation, and you're using your thoughts in a inwardly directed way to try and better perfect whatever it is that is what makes you, or whatever it is you're trying to do. And surrounding you is the 3 of Swords and the 3 of Pentacles. So 2 cards that are 3s. So we have some sense of growth or extension from something from the past, something moving forward. But in one side we have the 3 of Swords, and on the other side the 3 of Pentacles. So this is a card of some kind of painful emotion or experience. It may be a necessary pain that we need to feel to grow from, but it's still something that is nonetheless unpleasant to experience. So perhaps the 6 of Swords energy that you are currently in right now is evaluating the pain and looking at whatever this wound is in your past, or perhaps in your present, and trying to reflect upon that and use that as a source of upward growth. And perhaps from this upward growth, what is in the sort of future ahead of you is the 3 of Pentacles energy of taking whatever this failure or painful experience was and using it as a blueprint for growing something better in your life in the future. So experiencing a pain, reevaluating that, and using that as a blueprint for navigating future situations and perhaps building a better future for yourself. So that's the energy that I'm getting from you right now in your present moment. So you're reevaluating, you have things you're looking forward to, and you have regrets from the past, but collectively that's something that can be channeled and push you forward into whatever you are trying to do. So let's see what you're trying to do. All right, let's see where we get with the huge deck. So this is the Huge Tarot deck. It is a traditional Rider-Waite deck. The artwork is just a little bit different, but has the same kind of general vibes of what you get in the traditional Rider-Waite style decks. This is my oldest deck. I feel very attached to it. I have a lot of fond memories with this, even before knowing anything about tarot. So it's my oldest deck. It's kind of surprising I'm still using it, but I don't know, I like it. And so at least for the readings I'm doing right now, I've been feeling sort of called to use it again. So it's definitely starting to show its age. Okay. Okay, that feels good. So we are going to pull 9 cards from this deck here. And this is going to tell us the general story. Okay, and what is the theme of this story? The 5 of Cups. That makes sense. We have pain here. This was whatever the situation was that led to this pain that we're trying to grow from and, come out of with some kind of upward movement. We're trying to project ourselves forward and learn from our mistakes, learn from our past pains, be they failures or just traumatic experiences. We want to learn from that and grow from it. And I have a feeling that what this is telling me here is that this is going to be a story of what this pain was that has caused us to now have to look back, reevaluate, and try to grow. So let us see where this story begins. The 8 of Swords. So feeling trapped in your head. That makes some sense. There's a lot of air energy already here. So I'm definitely sensing that probably what has led to this sort of this. So the 5 of Cups here, this is a card of some sort of emotional upheaval. Maybe you were in a good place, everything felt happy and comfortable, and then something came along, kicked those cups over, and has caused emotional turmoil or chaos in your life. And I think where that has come from, I think is inward. I don't think it's someone externally trying to put forces on you to restrict you or make you feel boxed in. I think that is internal. I think it's a cage you are sort of putting on yourself, and what has led to that pain is deceiving yourself that you're trapped and stuck in some sort of mode that is not really who you want or need or should be. So you're blinded by your own thoughts. You're being deceived by your own thoughts to the level of them actually keeping you stuck in almost like a stasis mode. And this is not pleasant. Again, I think this is where this emotional pain is coming from, and you still feel a little bit of this lingering energy in your current environment because it's still weighing upon you. Maybe you've healed, you have learned to work against whatever this pain was that again I feel is very self-inflicted, but you've grown from it. But let's see exactly how or what happened here. Okay, so we have the world on one side and the devil on the other. Perhaps the thing that you are deceiving yourself with, the thing that's got you trapped in your head, is the internal versus the external. That's the vibe I'm getting here. So I think you are trapped in your thoughts, and I think you're probably the kind of person that has a lot of powerful creative thoughts. You're someone that can bring a lot to the table because you're unconventional in the way that you think. But your unconventionality is also something that can cause friction with the world around you. And so, although you feel inspired by things that you can bring into the world and make the world better because of how unique and special they are, they cause you internal pain because they make you feel isolated, they make you feel trapped, and they make you feel different. And you should be proud of the things that make you different. And not let that sense of isolation be something that makes you feel trapped, right? You should feel comfortable and able to express yourself and get out of your own head and not let this devil energy of self-inflicted doubts tell you that I'm not good enough or I'm too strange or unusual. My thoughts and actions, the things I want to try and put into the world are too different, so I should just not do them in the first place and just stay stuck inside myself. When in reality, if you were to let go of that devil energy, whatever it is that you are concealing from the world is something that could make it much, much happier and better. You just have to learn how to integrate it with the people around you better. Or possibly you don't need to do that. It's just that that's the fear of what you need to do. But being trapped in this space for so long is definitely going to lead to some level of internal turmoil. And I think that's the sorrow that you're feeling. And I think you're finally waking up to the fact that you need to change this, but you've got that devil looming over your shoulder telling you, don't bother, don't do it, stay here, stay comfortable. Okay, so now we have the Six of Wands and the Nine of Cups. So the Six of Wands is the card of victory, and the Nine of Cups is the card of pleasure, joy, perhaps in isolation. So maybe again, maybe this is what the devil is tempting you with, is with the Nine of Cups, and saying that, you enjoy the things you do, you like the things you create, you don't need to put them out there, because just keep them in your own, stay in your head, stay in your safe space, and never let that ever go out. But again, in reality, what the world needs is for you to express these things and to put them out there, and to make the things that make you special, put them into the world so the world can enjoy those special things. And with the victory card right underneath it, again, I feel like we're being sort of pulled in two directions. There's the negativity of don't leave, and the comforts that are probably being given to you by the devil that says, you're going to be happy as long as you stay in this place. But again, on the other side of it is the offer of victory, and to make the world a stronger, better place by adding your missing piece to that giant puzzle that is our world we live in. But you're stuck in the middle of these two extremes. You're being pulled by things that make you feel good, by things that make you feel like you don't really need to step outside. But on the other side, you've got the potential of victory and greatness that you could do if you were to step outside. So right in the middle of all of it, let's see what we have is a card of balance, right? I almost expected to see like a justice card there or something, but no, we have the Six of Pentacles. But again, we see these two scales. So perhaps the reality as well that's being said here is that this devil energy, this energy that makes you different, that also, it brings you joy. You probably enjoy being a little bit unlike other people, even though that may make you feel sort of isolated and alone. You shouldn't let go of that. You should make sure that you are nurturing your internal uniqueness and strangeness, as anyone should. Embrace the things that make you special, and bring them in balance. Don't just put everything out there, and don't just be an open book. Make sure you're taking time to nurture your internal life as well. But seek balance in terms of keeping it all inside or putting it all out there. Again, you're headed towards victory and make in the world and all of this positive energy here on the right. And we have a sort of internal, more inward looking joy on the left, and you're stuck here in the middle trying to balance all of this stuff. But take the things that you are experiencing internally and put them out into the world. But also on the other side, maybe take things from the world and help them integrate to make the sort of clutter inside of your head also a little bit better too. It's a give and take. It's not just a blow it all out this way or take it all in this direction. It needs to be going in both directions so it can sort of like balance, and that's what I think we're getting here with the Six of Pentacles. The help that's usually associated with this card, the charity that's coming from this, I think, goes both ways. It's giving what you have to the world, but learning from the world what things you can do to better yourself in terms of adjusting the things that are shaping who you are based on the things you're experiencing. And again, this is the card of science. It ties right into this too. Put things out there. They may not always go well, but readjust based on the experiences that you have. And then once you learn how to sort of iterate on the things that you have created to put out there, you can then put something even better out there. And it's this zigzag that just helps you make this whole situation better. It's fueled by pain, but that pain can also help you grow and make newer, better things. So don't stay trapped. Use it as a fuel rather than a cage. Okay, we have a Two of Wands and an Ace of Wands. So 1, 2. So the Ace of Wands, again, is this is a card of passion. I don't know why I said again. This is a card of passion, of power. This is the wand, the tool that you can hold up and put forth into the world to call forth all of that pure creative energy that you get from the universe. And this is the tool that you can use to command that into the world and call down all of that power and passion and help navigate you in creating something. So again, the fact that this is on this line here, which I kind of feel is associated with the internal energy that you're channeling. I think this is almost like a lightning rod. So you're stuck in your head. You have all of these thoughts that are brewing, and they bring you joy, but they also help keep you trapped. Using this as a sort of, as I said, like a lightning rod of some sort to channel the power from the universe, whatever it's trying to tell you to create. Use that to pull in things into yourself. Again, I don't think you want to stay isolated in a cage of being blinded and self-deceptive. You're just rattling around, not creating anything. But if you use this to channel external energy, as I said, I think the key thing here is trying to have a give and take with the internal and the external. This is you internalizing things that are not necessarily from your actual physical environment so much as internalizing things that are being fed to you from the divine, creative power that you're tapping into. This is the Two of Wands. I always think of this as a gateway. These two wands are like gates that are stuck here, and as you're walking through that, you're going to go on some adventure to see the world. You're going to make a choice to step out of yourself and do something beyond where you're currently stationed. And for me, I see this as also tapping into the external world. So this is your internal, this is your external world. This is you pulling things into your internal world, and this is you stepping out into the external world. And I think this is the give and take that has to happen in order for this balance in the middle to really be achieved. So these are kind of the again, the first two rows are sort of the internal and the external and how you're experiencing them and what they can be. They're sort of the objects themselves, and this is sort of the connective tissue between the other sides of that. This is receiving messages from the external, but in a way that feels almost divinely guided. And this is stepping out of your own mind and putting into the physical world the things that you are being given, the thoughts and the things that you can help make your environment a little bit better by putting your unique spin on it. And that, again, that's all part of this balance, this readjustment that has to happen in order to create great things. So our last card here is the Tower. Interesting. So something's got to give. Maybe the Tower here is the barrier between the internal and the external finally giving way. As you're tapping into more powerful energies external to yourself and taking the feedback from how you are experiencing putting your things out into the world, eventually this sort of like gate in between them is going to break apart, and you stuck in this cage in the middle, you will no longer be caged because you will realize that the cage was never really there in the first place. There is really no distinction between the internal and the external. It's really more of an illusion that you're telling yourself. You're deceiving and blinding yourself by thinking that there really is a distinction here. And so as you're tapping into this external energy and internalizing it and then stepping out and putting the things that you're creating out into the world and then creating this nice feedback loop, that is going to break all of this apart, and then you're really going to tap into your true power, which is seeing everything as it really is. Everything really is just one in the end, kind of thing. And that is how you recover from this isolated loneliness that you're experiencing from feeling stuck in your head. You realize that you were never trapped in the first place. And that's after evaluating the pains from the past, this is what you can build upon to create something better in your environment. So that's really nice. I like that. Let's now see what the Shadow deck has to share for us. Share with us, I should say. So we're going to pull one card from this deck. Let's get a little shuffle going. That feels like a pretty positive tower, to be fair. I wonder if maybe the realization, once you see that it was all an illusion in the first place, maybe that's the sort of painful part of the tower. The lightning that's striking it is the realization that it was a silly thing to be worried about all along. Or perhaps it's that devil. You know, the devil... Oh, come on. I think the devil's trying to keep me from shuffling this deck here. The devil's trying to keep you stuck in the cage. So maybe that's the final traumatic thing you have to get through. The final sort of leg of this adventure is, or at least this leg of the adventure, is to break away from that power that is holding you back. There we go. Devil didn't stop me from shuffling that time. Okay. Right. What you have in your subconscious, what you are not aware of, what is rattling around in your head, is the moon, the doubts, the uncertainty. You're reevaluating things and you're iterating on past failures, but I think the thing that you are really unaware of the most is just how little you are really aware of, which makes sense if the whole point of this story is that you're feeling sort of emotionally empty because you feel isolated and alone because you're imprisoned. But the real conclusion of the story is that there was no prison in the first place. That's, yeah, the mysterious thing that you don't see, that is not aware to you, is just how little you are unaware of. I don't know if that quite made sense, but it's this idea that the unknown, the thing that is sort of most terrifying for you, is really not that scary in the first place. The thing that's causing all of this pain, it's mysterious and you can't quite put your finger on it because it's not really there. It's a phantom that you can, you know, when you're walking around in the dark and you don't know what's around you, you can be sitting there and looking around and like, oh God, anything could attack me at any minute. I could be hurt at any moment now. Anything could come after me. You don't know what is going to possibly hurt you. But the reality of the situation is there's nothing there to hurt you in the first place. But that actually can almost be the most terrifying thing. And that's what's weighing on your mind and making you, adding to this pain that you feel from this emotional isolation, is this perceived isolation is it's just that fact that you don't know. And the fact that you don't know it's why it's in your unconscious energy. You have all of these sort of dark spaces around you that you need to explore and understand, and then you can realize that there's not really anything there to be afraid of in the first place. So what you don't see coming is the King of Cups. So yeah, I think once you realize that this thin veil that you perceive to be isolating you from everyone else, once you let go of that thought, you're going to realize that this emptiness that you feel, again, is also sort of an illusion. Everything you need is already sort of there for you. You just have to tap into it. So once you pull back that curtain and step into the world and really channel the power that you're capable of channeling, because you see things as they really are, that's going to give you some level of feeling grounded, emotionally grounded. And when you feel emotionally grounded, then you're going to be able to really, like, you know, feel like the king of that power. And in this case, it's an emotional power. So even though I feel like this is a bit of a story more about communicating your thoughts and putting the things you build into the world, what is really going to be the reward is not the things that you make, but how empowered you feel once you realize that the only thing holding you back is the illusion that you are being held back in the first place. So I hope that made sense. I hope that was helpful. I hope that was something that someone out there needed to hear at some point whenever you're watching this. But at the very least, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was helpful. Please like the video, subscribe if you haven't, leave a comment if you have anything to talk about. You can maybe discuss the things you're worried about or what things you want to create that you feel maybe inclined to not put out there. Or just leave a comment just to say hi, you know, whatever you want to add to the comment section. But again, I hope this was enjoyable, and if if anyone else that you know might appreciate these videos, please share them, and I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.